Well, happy Monday and welcome to October the 2nd today. And wow, this weekend, it was gorgeous. Nothing short of perfect with all of that sunshine. The conditions were really comfortable to be on the outside. I hope you enjoyed it. But now we're getting into the next work week, back to school as well. And this is the kind of weather you can expect. The climbing temperatures, we will feel them this week again. The warming trend for much of the east. We'll show you just how warm we're going to get. And also rain returns to the GTA. When and how much? Some of those numbers, they're coming up. First up though, I want to show you some scenes from the weekend. But the conditions, you just wanted to be outside in that kind of weather. So if you were pumpkin picking, well, hope you picked the perfect one. And of course, time to carve it. That's coming up soon. This afternoon, 19 degrees in Toronto, 22 in Hamilton, 20 in Barrie. Lots of sunshine today. We don't have to worry about getting rained on today. That's for sure. Into this evening, we're 16 degrees in Toronto. And essentially, the pattern that we're seeing with the jet stream here, again, it's allowing us to be above seasonal. It's allowing that warmth to be filtered into the GTA here. A much different story across the west. See this big dip in the jet stream here? That's allowing the cooler air to come in and some Arctic air meeting up with Gulf moisture, and that means a big snowstorm for Alberta today. So be very thankful that you're here in the GTA and you're not in Calgary, because their rush hour, I think it's going to be a disaster this morning. We're 11 degrees in Toronto as we go into tomorrow morning, and then into the afternoon, 23 for that daytime high. The warm conditions, they continue for us, and it's really shaping up to see our October pattern and to see really mild conditions for most of the country here. We look at a place like Winnipeg today, and they're still into the high teens. We're 17 degrees all the way up in Thunder Bay. Much of Ontario feeling the warmth, and that warmth is going to be filtering in across Atlantic Canada as well. Remember, when you look at a map like this, we're not saying every single day is going to be above seasonal, but that general pattern throughout the month, we are expecting to see a mild October. All right, let's take a look at our roads this morning before we go here. Just want to show you the QEW. Good morning and happy Monday. Right now it is 5:46 a.m. We're 8 degrees in Toronto. The winds are coming in out of the north, but quickly switching to a south wind as we go into the afternoon, and that's going to help warm us up. We are warming today, warmer tomorrow. Wednesday, we're going to peak our heat this week. Should be about 25 degrees. So this week, after work, before work, on your lunch, whatever, get outside, start doing some of those outdoor plans. I was actually hiking this weekend at Rattlesnake, and look at this. Such a beautiful view here in Milton. A lot of the trees are still green, but over the next few weeks, this is going to be the place to be to see some amazing views of the fall colors. Of course, in Hamilton as well. Some of the escarpment there, it's just stunning. So start thinking about that this week. Maybe put it into your plans for the weekend, because we've got some great weather to enjoy. This afternoon, 19 degrees in Toronto, 20 in Barrie. Gorgeous conditions today. Comfortable to be on the outside. We'll see that again this evening and into tomorrow afternoon, 23 degrees in Toronto. You can see the building heat. So why is this happening? Of course, all about the jet stream. Really plays a big factor here. High pressure continues to funnel in that warm air. We do get that southerly flow. On the opposite side of the country, though, it means a cool down for them. We see this big dip in the jet stream, Arctic air meeting up with Gulf moisture, and that actually means a snowstorm today for Alberta. So thankfully, we are not in Alberta this morning, because I'll tell you, the rush hour drive in Calgary, it is not going to be pretty. Of course, in the fall, we can see very dramatic weather. Here's a look at some ferocious fall storms. To apple farms as well. This weekend was amazing. I was actually with my grandmother this weekend, and she said, Rachel, what are you going to talk about on air this week? The weather is just so self-explanatory. It's sunny. It's so nice. I said, don't worry. We always have something to talk about here at the Weather Network, so I'm glad you're with us. As we get you into this afternoon, 19 degrees. Feels like 19. We're not talking humidity. Similar conditions what we saw over the weekend. Fresh air, comfortable air, an east wind today, 15 kilometers an hour. We could be seeing some gusts close to about 20, 25, more of a southeast wind developing as well. And then as we look through the overnight, some of that fog comes back into the picture, 10 degrees through the overnight. So this is looking pretty good for October. This morning, watch out for a little bit of fog. We've seen it out towards places like Kitchener and Cambridge, just a little patchy out there, especially in low-lying areas. But look at this. The trend for this week is warming conditions. Temperatures yet again going into the 20s and above seasonal. 24 in Burlington and Mississauga on Tuesday. And of course, the jet stream, we know it plays a big part in terms of what temperatures we'll see, especially in these shoulder seasons. This area of high pressure essentially will funnel in all of that southerly air, and we're going to peak our heat on Wednesday. Wednesday, we could be getting up to about 25. Now, as we look here at a system that's coming in, this has the potential to bring us rain, and your long ranger starts here. So this system is developing today, goes across the northwest of Ontario. This has been a very active zone for some storms and rain, and then that front travels right across the south, and it looks like Wednesday, late Wednesday into Thursday morning, we could be seeing about 10 millimeters of rain with this system. So that's our next round of it. So dry today, dry Tuesday, pretty much Wednesday a dry day. It really just comes in the evening hours, so we could see some building cloud cover. The icon here showing you the sun, the cloud, and the rain. That is just letting you know into the evening hours we are going to be getting wet. We're still going to see that sunshine on Wednesday, and 25. That's our peak of the heat here. As we go into Thursday, 21 in Toronto, into the morning hours. Looks like we could be seeing a couple showers. And then Friday, temperatures really evening out across the country. This morning, Calgary starting off with a terrible snowstorm. About 5 to 10 centimeters of snow on the way. By Friday, they're 14, and we're 18 here. So that mild October really coming into play for everyone. Monday morning, October the 2nd, 6:06 a.m., and I'm glad you're here with us. You're watching the Weather Network, and as we take a look at some of our developing stories, well, it's a sunny start to October. We saw ample sunshine over the weekend, and that continues right into today. Climbing temperatures as we go throughout this week, and then rain does return to the GTA. We can't have a sunny day every day. We'll tell you when and how much. First up, though, let's take a look back at that weekend. We saw some amazing conditions. Appleby and the conditions, oh yeah, they are gorgeous. A great spot to be. All right, as we take a look at our weather today, 19 degrees in Toronto, feels like 19. So the humidity, no, it's not a story for us today. Comfortable conditions to be on the outside, and we do have a southeasterly wind developing. We could see some gusts here about 20-25 kilometers an hour, and then again, comfortable conditions as we go into the evening hours. 16 degrees in Toronto. It's a nice forecast for an October evening. Remember, seasonal here is about 17 and 18 degrees, so we are tracking above that. As we get you into tomorrow morning, another day of sunshine is upon us. 11 degrees to start the day, 23 as we go into the afternoon. The heat continues to build this week. The jet stream, a ridge again developing here. That means the rise in the jet stream. This area of high pressure keeps us dry, and it also funnels in the southerly wind. And with that southerly wind, well, we're seeing these warm conditions. Again, today, it really is just a brilliant day. And as we go to about Wednesday, that's when we're going to see the peak of our heat here. So you can see Wednesday, 25 for the daytime high, feels more like 29. This is definitely above seasonal for us. And what you're noticing here is the rain, right? Wednesday and into Thursday. And I want to time that out for you because we're still going to see lots of dry weather on Wednesday to enjoy that 25-degree day in October. But what we are noticing is this system tracks up to the north today and tomorrow, and then it sends a front our way late Wednesday and in through Thursday. So we look back at the 7-day forecast here, and you can see Oshawa, Wednesday and Thursday, you got those showers. It's late Wednesday in through Thursday morning, and then it clears out of here. About 10 millimeters of rain on the way. And temperature-wise, you can see we take a bit of a hit post-front, but still, it's a good seasonal weather where October really should be. Barrie, same kind of story. On Friday, it's a little fresh there, 15 for the daytime high, but you should get up to 25 degrees as we look ahead at Wednesday. So some great conditions for us. All right, I want to take you out onto the roads this morning. A very good morning to you and happy Monday, October the 2nd. And I want to ask you a question. Where would you rather be this morning? I want to show you Toronto. Toronto this morning, starting off the day, 11 degrees, feels like 9. Or would you want to be in Calgary this morning, -1 with a snowstorm? Yeah, we're talking so much snow in Alberta here. Places like the Pincher Creek area could be seeing up to 20 centimeters of snow. Cypress Hills up to 40 centimeters of snow. Look at this. This is what happens when cold Arctic air meets up with Gulf moisture. Winds could be gusting over 50 kilometers an hour. Rush hour in Calgary, I'll tell you, it is not going to be pretty this morning. So where would you rather be? Would you rather be here across the lower Great Lakes where Barrie is going to get up to 20 degrees today? I think I would. I can't even think about putting my winter tires on just yet. 19 degrees in Peterborough today, Toronto, 23 in London and Windsor. We have a gorgeous day in store for us. And you know, it quite often happens like this, where we see the jet stream big dip across the east or big dip across the west, whatever it is, and each other way people are getting opposite seasons essentially. Big change in weather across the country. This evening, 16 degrees in Toronto, 13 in Newmarket, and you can see the big dip in the jet stream here. Big dip across the west. There's the snowstorm coming into Alberta. Big ridge here across the east, and that's the high pressure, and that's the sunshine and the warm conditions for us. All right, as we take you into tomorrow here, tomorrow morning, 11 into the afternoon, we get up to 23. I want to send things over to Michelle Mackey. Actually, you know what? We might go to that report in our next hour. I want to get you into your 7-day forecast here. And you can see our 7-day temperatures on the rise. I couldn't get enough of it this weekend. I'm so glad that you're here with us. A very good morning to you. This is the Weather Wake Up here on the Weather Network, brought to you by McCafe. As we jump into your weather story, 19 degrees today. Another day that you want to be on the outdoors. We have some perfect conditions. A southerly wind is developing. We could see some gusts about 20-25 kilometers an hour. Through the overnight, we're only down to about 10 degrees, 8 in Hamilton. Very comfortable conditions as we start off October. As we get you into Tuesday, temperatures on the rise here. 19 today, 23 tomorrow, ridge in the jet stream. We're really starting to see that develop. And as that continues to develop, well, we start to get warmer and warmer. And we are really seeing rising temperatures as we go into about Wednesday. See this big rise here? That's the ridge. So for us, we still hold on to these summer-ish conditions, let's call it. Whereas across the west, they are into full-on winter. This morning in Calgary, starting things off with a snowstorm. We're actually in storm watch in Calgary. Now for us, when will we get some rain? We see this system developing here across the plains, and as this tracks into the north, this has been a very active track across the northwest, sends a front our way as we go into Wednesday evening. So it looks like Wednesday here, this is where we'll see our warmest day, up to 25 for that daytime high in Toronto, 26 in Hamilton, but into the evening hours, we're going to get some rain. And this front's going to come by about 10 millimeters of rain in the forecast across the south, could linger a little into Thursday morning, 21 for the daytime high here, but you can see even on the other side of that front, temperatures are still above seasonal. Remember, 17 to 18 degrees is seasonal now. So to still see 23 in Hamilton, 20 in Barrie, you know that this is a warm forecast for us. As we take a look at the full picture across the country into Friday, you can see temperatures here, they sort of level out across the country. We don't have these giant extremes. Today in Calgary, 0 with 5 to 10 centimeters of snow. Toronto, 18, Calgary 14 by the time we go towards the end of the week. So everybody feeling this nice trend of October. And we are expecting to be mild, really, across most of the country as we look ahead at October. So you can see this pattern slowly coming into play, and we're slowly starting to feel it across the country. So as we take a look here at your 7-day forecast, Toronto, a great week ahead. The only hiccup that we have to watch here really is Wednesday overnight into Thursday. That's where we do see the potential for some showers here. But other than that, we have some gorgeous conditions as we go throughout this week. And of course, we can all be thankful that we're not in Calgary this morning, where they're currently getting a wallop of a snowstorm. 6:37 a.m. on this Monday morning. It's great to have you here with us. October the 2nd today. You're watching the Weather Network, and some of our headlines here include a sunny start to October. How amazing was that weekend? It was perfect, wasn't it? You really couldn't have asked for better conditions. We do have climbing temperatures as we go through this week, and then rain returns to the GTA. When and how much, we're going to get to that forecast. That is all coming up. But right now, let's take a look at this afternoon, because this afternoon it is gorgeous inside. I actually couldn't get enough of the outdoors this weekend. I was hiking at Rattlesnake. I went for a run down by the lake, and it was just beautiful. Really love it. Okay, this evening, 16 degrees in Toronto, 13 in Newmarket. So comfortable conditions again as we go into this evening. We got sunshine today, sunshine tomorrow, jet stream, of course, ridge. That's developing yet again. This is what we saw last week when temperatures were into the 30s. We're not going to be getting that warm, but mid-20s, 25 by the time we're into Wednesday. So that heat is slowly returning for us. Tomorrow morning, we're 11 degrees in Toronto as we go into the afternoon, 23 for the daytime high. And it's not just across the lower Great Lakes where we're into the 20s, all the way up into Kapuskasing. 22 for the daytime high. So you can see all of Ontario into this mild trend. And as we look at the trend for October, as we're now into this new month, we are expecting this month to be mild across most of the country. Now, this does not mean every single day we're going to see mild and above seasonal conditions, but that general trend, by the time we turn the page and go into November, we're going to say, yeah, October, it was a mild month. Into Wednesday, 25 degrees in Toronto, 26 in Hamilton, and we do see a front coming by, and with that front, it brings us the potential for some thunderstorms and showers late Wednesday, overnight, and into Thursday morning. All right, let me take you out onto the roads this morning. This here is a live look at the first Monday of October the 2nd today, and right now it is 6:46. You are watching the Weather Network. So glad you could join us today. I'm Rachel Schoutsen. As we take a look at the temperatures this morning, it's a cool start. Jacket, yeah, you probably want to throw that on yourself, on the kids as well. We're 7 degrees right now, but the warmth, it's coming back, and we are going to see a lot of sunshine today, very similar to what we saw over the weekend with these gorgeous conditions. Lots of warmth filtering in across the east. It's a cool day today in Atlantic Canada as well, but eventually we're all warming up, and this mild October trend, yeah, it's continuing for us. I know it's only day 2, but we're going to see a lot of that this month. Now, as we look here at the weekend, we saw some amazing conditions. This here was the view in Milton of Rattlesnake Point. Still mainly green. We're not seeing the brilliant reds and oranges coming out just yet, but start thinking about exploring Ontario as we look at October, because October is really the best month to do so. We live in such an amazing, beautiful area, and when you see a day like this, well, you can't help but want to get out on the outside. 20 degrees in Barrie today, 23 in London. We are 19 in Toronto. As we look ahead at tomorrow, 23 for that daytime high. Temperatures rising this week. High pressure holding firmly in place, pumping in that southerly flow. And it does look like, as we look ahead into Wednesday evening, Thursday morning, a front comes by, and during this time frame, looks like we will get into some showers. So as we have the rise in the jet stream across the east, we have a dip, trough in the jet stream across the west, and that is a big fall storm, and we are talking a decent amount of snow on the way. Up to 40 centimeters across the southeast of Alberta. Calgary could see 5 to 10 centimeters of snow this morning. The fall can be known for its ferocious storms. Have a look. For a run, taking the dog for a walk, the kids came too. Everybody just wanted to be outside this weekend. Into Monday, we're still 19 degrees. We still have lots of sunshine. The conditions are going to be great as we go throughout this week. There are a few hiccups where we're going to watch for some rain, and we'll get into that in a second. But overnight tonight, we're down to 10 degrees. Looks like even this morning, a bit of patchy fog, and that comes back into the picture again overnight tonight, especially in some of those low-lying areas out to places like Cambridge, Kitchener, Waterloo, looking towards you. So a little bit of low visibility this morning, but hey, we're nitpicking here. We are looking at some really wonderful conditions. 23 Toronto, 23 in Newmarket, 24 in Mississauga. We see building heat as we go throughout this week. Another ridge developing in the jet stream across the east. This area of high pressure here funnels in that southerly flow, warmer air. Today within the GTA, we could see some wind gusts about 20-25 kilometers an hour, but all out of the south, so keeping our temperatures warm. Now, rain in the forecast this week. We are tracking some, and the details start right here. Starts with this area of low pressure here actually forming today across the plains, and this is going to track up to the north. We've been seeing a very active track in through northwestern Ontario, and then eventually that front comes and slides across southern Ontario. So we're thinking this one Wednesday night into Thursday morning. Now, Wednesday throughout the day, that's the day essentially where our heat is going to peak this week. 25 degrees in Toronto, 26 in Hamilton. I don't think anyone's going to be hitting 30 for the daytime high, but we'll feel into the 30s with some of that humidity. And as you look at these icons here, you see the sun, you see the cloud and the rain. Well, that rain there is hinting at what's coming Wednesday evening with that front. Could even linger a little bit into Thursday morning. And you can see temperature-wise here, even on the other side of that front, we're down a couple degrees, but this is still fairly warm. 21 in Toronto, 23 in Hamilton. We really have an awesome week this week as, hey, we're into the first one of October. Now, I want to fast forward here and show you Friday. You can see temperatures across the country, they kind of even out. Remember, this week in Alberta, we're starting off with a snowstorm in Calgary. So by the time we're into Friday, they're up to 14 degrees, 18 in Toronto. As we go throughout this week, temperatures moderating across the country, and this pattern coming into play here, where we do see that mild October. That's in the forecast. When we come back, just a couple of minutes after 7 a.m., I'm sure it's busy in your household this morning getting ready for another Monday, another day of work and back to school. Grab a jacket this morning, but layer up because into the afternoon, temperatures still close to 20 degrees today. It's a sunny start to October, and we had a fabulous weekend. That kind of weather is just rolling into your Monday morning. Climbing temperatures will be the story this week, and then rain returns to the GTA. When and how much? We'll be answering those questions this morning. First up, though, let's take a look at the beauty right in our own backyard. We see some more fall colors in places like Milton. But hey, maybe add that into your plans for October. October is such a perfect month to be outside, especially when we have conditions that look like that. So much sunshine, self-explanatory weather today. As we get into this evening, 16 degrees in Toronto, 13 in Newmarket. Your forecast for tomorrow looks similar, but a little bit warmer. Tomorrow morning, 11, and then into the afternoon, we're up to 23 degrees. 23 for the third day of October, that's above seasonal. We should be at about 17, 18 degrees for the daytime high. And as we look at October, October is a month where seasonal, what we consider normal for that daytime high, falls the fastest, but we're not seeing that just yet. As we take a look at our jet stream, ridge in the jet stream, that's that big rise here. We continue to see high pressure just to the south of us, funneling in that southerly flow, and temperatures hold on to that summer-ish feel. This is your 7-day forecast. Look at this, 24 degrees as we get you into Kitchener on Wednesday, 24 Tuesday. Now we do have the potential on Wednesday to see some action. That's really the next round of some rain. We see this front tracking through late Wednesday in through Thursday morning. This low here across the plains, it's forming right now. It's going to move up to the northwest and then send a front across southern Ontario. So even though on Wednesday, that's when we see the peak of our heat, our warmest day here on Wednesday, we still will have some dry conditions because this is likely to come through later on in the evening through the overnight and then even could linger a little bit into Thursday morning. That's pretty much the only type of weather we have to worry about this week. Just lots of sunshine on the way. And then of course, this here is a look at your Thanksgiving long weekend. There are a couple fronts that we're watching. Right now, the timing is a little early to pinpoint exactly when we should see some rain, but we will have an abundance of dry weather too, and temperatures here still likely to stay above seasonal. All right, let me take you out onto our roads this morning. It's Monday morning, October the 2nd, and I'm glad you've made the Weather Network a part of your day. We're getting you through this week, through the month. We'll show you our monthly outlook where we expect to see temperatures at. Will it be a mild October here in the GTA? Certainly is starting off like that, isn't it? 11 degrees this morning in Toronto, feels like 9. Now, where would you rather be? Here in Toronto, 11 degrees this morning with some sunshine, or would you rather be in Calgary? -1 with a snowstorm. I'll tell you, rush hour in Calgary this morning, it is not going to be pretty. We could be seeing about 5 to 10 centimeters of snow in Calgary, down towards places like the Cypress Hills through this southeast corner here of Alberta. We could be seeing up to 40 centimeters of snow. The winds will be whipping. It is just a miserable start to October in Alberta. I am so not ready at all to put on the winter tires yet. I don't know how you're feeling about it, but hey, I'm happy to be here. 19 degrees today in Toronto as we go into this evening, 16, and of course the jet stream here allowing us to feel the warmth, high pressure filtering in that sunshine and the southerly flow, where across the west they're into a snowstorm. All right, when we talk hurricane season, of course, we have been extremely active. Now we're starting to see the effects of this. Let's talk orange juice and Florida with Michelle. Good morning. It is 7:36 and you're watching the Weather Network on this Monday morning. It's been a sunny start to October. We saw brilliant conditions yesterday, and that kind of weather, it's rolling right into today. We have an awesome week in store. Climbing temperatures for us, and then rain will return to the GTA. How much and when? We're going to explain that story coming up. But first, I do want to let you know, fog is in the picture this morning, and essentially we are seeing this fog advisory here for places like Kitchener, for Cambridge and Waterloo. Good morning to you. We have been looking at low visibility in your region, and now Environment Canada has said, okay, it's time. We're going to put in that fog advisory. So just a heads up as you're heading out on the roads this morning. 19 degrees as we go into the afternoon. Bit of an east wind switching to a southeasterly wind today. We could see some gusts about 20, 25 kilometers an hour. Overall, this is some really good October weather. And then, of course, make an apple crumble too. Yeah, the fall, just such a good time of year, isn't it? As we look at our conditions this evening, 16 degrees in Toronto, 13 in Newmarket. As we look at tomorrow morning here, again, a cool start to the morning. Jacket, yeah, you need that today, but into the afternoon, T-shirts, I think they'll be a go. 23 in Toronto, 24 in Burlington. So the reason why we're seeing these changeable conditions yet again, we were cooler on the weekend, now rising temperatures again, is because of the jet stream. We yet again are seeing this ridge develop in the jet stream. That's the rise in the jet here. High pressure is in place, and we have this summerish feel across the GTA on this second day of October. As we take a look at your 7-day forecast here, you can see the conditions this week. We are warming up 24 to 25 degrees. That's going to be the peak of the heat here as we go into about Wednesday, and then Wednesday night and in through Thursday. That's when we see the next front coming by. And it's with this low here generating today across the plains, moving into the northwest, and then late Wednesday and in through Thursday, that's going to track across southern Ontario. So that's where we get some of the showers here. Looks like it could leave behind a little bit of cloud cover into Thursday. Oshawa, you can see same kind of story. Don't think of Wednesday as a wet day, as that front really does come later on. Same kind of picture here in Barrie as well. And then, of course, this is a look at the Thanksgiving weekend where we could still see some 20s on the board. Just before we go here, a live shot of the QEW through. It's Monday morning, 7:46, and the temperature, well, it's a bit fresh out there. You want to be wearing a jacket this morning, but into the afternoon, we're rebounding back into the 20s. Only 8 degrees right now in Toronto, and we do have some fog advisories in place. Kitchener, Waterloo, Cambridge, we're looking at you this morning. Low visibility out there. And by the way, if you do live in these areas and you're taking the eastbound 401 into Toronto, just east of Guelph Line, we're looking at a collision, and that is slowing you down this morning. Now, when we talk about the heat is building yet again across the east, and we will be feeling our coolest day today and then warming up into Wednesday. Perfect conditions to get outdoors, to enjoy all that we have to offer here in the fall across Ontario. This is scenes here from Rattlesnake Point in Milton. You take that hike up Appleby and it is just gorgeous. A beautiful conservation, majority of it still green, waiting of course for those fall colors to happen. This afternoon we are 20 degrees in Toronto and in Barrie, 19 up in Cottage Country, 20 in the nation's capital. We have a dry day today. That fog of course burning off as the sunshine comes up today, and we are really just stuck with these great conditions. A pretty good place to be. 23 degrees in Newmarket tomorrow and in Toronto, 24 for Burlington and Mississauga. The heat builds for us because of the jet stream. We see this rise in the jet stream here, this area of high pressure funneling in all of that warm air, and we are above seasonal as we look at this week. A few dips as we go to the end of the week. We do have a front coming by, and that's going to bring us a potential for some showers. But other than that, we have one of the best forecasts in the country, because across the west, this is a huge fall storm, and this morning we're talking snow in Alberta. Fall is notorious for big storms, and here is a look at how intense the fall can be. It's Monday today, October the 2nd, and what a weekend it was across southern Ontario. The GTA, I'll tell you, we are into some of the best weather across the country. We're in storm watch in Alberta today because a snowstorm is coming their way. A fall storm. They can be vicious, and we're going to talk about that throughout the show this morning. But it's a sunny start for us. Beautiful day today. Temperatures climbing as we go throughout this week, and then rain. It will be returning into the GTA. How much and when? We'll show you some of those numbers just ahead. But right now, let's take a look back at that absolutely gorgeous work, and it is such a great spot for hiking. I'll tell you, majority still green in Milton, but over the next 3 weeks, we will be looking at some brilliant fall colors coming into play. So put that into your plans. Do something outdoors, because right now I think we have some of the best weather. 20 degrees this afternoon, bit of an east wind switching to a southeasterly wind. We could see some gusts here about 20-25 kilometers an hour. And then into this evening, we are 16 in Toronto. 16 for an evening in October. That's not too bad, considering our daytime highs should be at around 17-18 degrees. As we take you into tomorrow morning, 11 to start off the day. Another day where we're going to see some sunshine, and another day where we could see some fog too. We did start off this morning with fog advisories in place for Kitchener, for Cambridge and Waterloo. We're basically in these low-lying areas. As the warmth surges in throughout the morning, we see a bit of that fog, creating some low visibility. So do keep in mind for tomorrow as well. Tomorrow afternoon, 23 in Toronto, 24 in Burlington. So here we have another day where temperatures are above seasonal, and that trend is going to continue this week. And again, all courtesy of the jet stream. We've been talking about the jet stream a lot lately because it really is playing a huge factor in terms of what kind of weather we'll see and what kind of temperatures we'll feel. The jet stream rising yet again. We saw that ridge break down last week. We had a cooler weekend compared to, of course, those 30s. Now again, that ridge develops. So the summerish feel, yeah, it's back in our backyard. Take a look at your 7-day forecast, Kitchener. Tuesday, we're 24. Wednesday, up to 24. That's pretty much the peak here. Feels like the 30s across southern Ontario. And then we can see this front coming by. So Wednesday here, we're still going to have a dry day to enjoy some of that warmth. But this is what we're tracking. We see this system form across the plains, darts up to the north here, in through northwestern Ontario, and then it sends a front our way. And this is likely to come by late Wednesday, overnight, and in through Thursday. So that's why Wednesday we have the potential for showers, remember, later on in the day. And then Thursday, it looks like we could hold on to a little bit more cloud cover. All right, when we come back, this is a part of our Canada 150 series. This morning, yeah, you need that. Flip-flops, probably not a great choice today. We are feeling a bit fresh out there, but we are still warming up to 20 degrees as we go into the afternoon. And the sunshine, hey, we have a lot of that right across southern Ontario. A very sunny start to October. We do have climbing temperatures this week. We'll tell you just how warm we'll get. And then rain returns to the GTA. When and how much? We'll break down that forecast. That is all coming up. First up, though, I want to show you what's going to be live there on Friday morning. Our morning show, Emily Vukovic and I, as we count down the days to Thanksgiving. So mark that on your calendar. Hope you can join us. This afternoon, we are 20 degrees in Toronto, 22 in Hamilton, 20 in Barrie. Lots of sunshine right across Ontario. Beautiful day today. And we're going to feel that as we go into tomorrow as well. The overnight and evening temperatures have actually been pretty comfortable for this time of year. Remember, 17, 18 is where our daytime highs should be. So to see 16 degrees in Toronto for the overnight, not too bad. Of course, it's a lot cooler on the outskirts of the city. Now, as we take a look at the jet stream here, of course, this tells us a lot when we look at our weather patterns. See all of this blue that's popping up in southern Alberta? Just wanted to point that out for you. That is snow. So if you think it's a little cold out here this morning, could be a lot worse. We are seeing a terrible rush hour this morning in places like Calgary, 5 to 10 centimeters of snow on the way for the city. For us, we have the ridge and the jet stream rise in the jet here, and this area of high pressure that is funneling in all of this warm air. So we have an above seasonal start to this week. Lots of sunshine to go along with that. Tuesday morning, 11 degrees in Toronto, and I do want to point out, we saw it this morning, the fog that really starts to develop through Kitchener, Cambridge, Waterloo, out towards Stratford. This region here, be aware for fog in the morning yet again as we go into tomorrow. It's really created some low visibility on your drive. As we get you into Tuesday afternoon, 23 in Toronto, 26 in Windsor. A warm day yet again for us, but we are going to start to see some changes here as we go into Wednesday and then Thursday as a front is coming by. As we start off October, I just want to show you this. This is our prediction here for this upcoming month. We are likely to see more mild days throughout this month above seasonal days. Remember, seasonal is quickly falling throughout the month, but overall, October should be warmer than usual. All right, when we come back, Force of Nature is up next just after your local forecast. It's Monday morning, October the 2nd, and look, we're still showing you graphics that look like this. They say above seasonal on them because we are still talking about these conditions. The weekend was comfortable. The weekend really was perfect to get outdoors, enjoy a view like this. Have you ever hiked Rattlesnake Point? This is up in Milton. You just go up Appleby. Beautiful park here. You can see the trees, mainly green. We're still waiting for that change to come, but within the next few weeks, it should be bursting with colors. As we look at your forecast for today, 20 degrees in Toronto, 20 in Barrie, 19 up in Cottage Country, above seasonal yet again for us, and very comfortable as we go into tomorrow as well. 23 in Toronto. This heat, it really is building throughout this week, and all courtesy of that jet stream. Big rise in the jet here, high pressure pumping in that southerly flow. We're not going to be getting into the 30s like what we saw last week, but still 23 degrees for the first week of October. Thanksgiving is this upcoming weekend. That's a pretty good forecast. It could be a lot worse. It could be a lot colder, like what they're experiencing here in Alberta. Alberta's forecast is an interesting one. We have the cold Arctic air filtering in across the province. We also have Gulf moisture moving in, and that means a snowstorm in Alberta. This is not a great forecast for your first week of October. I'll tell you, rush hour in Calgary right now, very slow, snow starting to accumulate, and within this southeast corner here, Cypress Hills area, we could be seeing upwards of 40 centimeters of snow. The fall can be known for some ferocious storms. Have a look. But this is what we're tracking. We see this system form across the plains, darts up to the north here in through northwestern Ontario, and then it sends a front our way. And this is likely to come by late Wednesday, overnight, and in through Thursday. So that's why Wednesday we have the potential for showers, remember, later on in the day. And then Thursday, it looks like we could hold on to a little bit more cloud cover. All right, when we come back, this is a part of our Canada 150 series. The facts about the beautiful Niagara Falls. That's up just after your local forecast.